Today marked the 10th day of the government shutdown, and to commemorate it, House Speaker Mike Johnson once again canceled votes, designating next week as a district work period. Now, the majority of House members will remain out of Washington, and I'd be willing to bet what House Republicans won't be doing during their district work period, actually speaking face-to-face with voters they represent. I mean, during this second Trump administration, the vast majority of Republicans seem to prefer walling themselves off rather than actually hearing direct criticism. Remember back in March, Mike Johnson actually told Republican lawmakers to skip town halls altogether. And after one unpopular Trump policy after another, not to mention the historically unpopular big ugly bill that congressional Republicans helped jam through, it doesn't appear that guidance has changed. I mean, this week it was reported that one Republican congresswoman told her constituents that she'd hold town hall meetings, quote, when hell freezes over. That's quite a thing to say. Adding, I don't have to hold a town hall so you can come and yell at me. Well, actually, you ran to represent people, so they can come yell at you if they want. Unfortunately for Republicans who don't like to be criticized, that is what tends to happen when you actually deal with voters outside of your specially curated little bubbles.
I truly believe, though, that Trump has the best interests of Americans at heart.
Trump is the Hitler of our time! Free Palestine! Trump is the Hitler of our time!
I'm begging you to pass this legislation. My kids could die. We don't have the credit because of the medical bills that I have to pay regularly. You could stop this, and you could be the one that could say military's getting paid. And I think that it is awful, and the audacity of someone who makes six figures a year to do this to military families is insane.
Now, in our American democracy, you're allowed to do things like that. You have a right to speak out against your elected officials and your government, even yell at them. And as this administration continues to do wildly unpopular things like deploying American troops into American cities and harassing and abusing communities by sending in masked, militarized federal agents to round up undocumented immigrants, a lot of people are engaging in their rights of free speech and free assembly to oppose what they see as wrong. But as more people demonstrate against Trump and what he is doing, his administration has gone to new extremes by brazenly labeling demonstrators as paid agitators and even terrorists. I mean, take a listen to some of what was said at a White House roundtable earlier this week about protesters in Portland.
We have a very serious left-wing terror threat in our country. Radicals associated with the domestic terror group Antifa. We're going to be looking very strongly at the people that are funding these operations. When you see the signs, and they're all made out of a beautiful, beautiful paper, beautiful, nice, stiff, very expensive paper, with beautiful wood handles, all the same color. They come from very expensive printing machines. These are not people that write out their signs in a basement that believe in something. These are paid anarchists.
Just like we did with cartels, we're going to take the same approach, President Trump, with Antifa.
This network of Antifa is just as sophisticated as MS-13, as TDA, as ISIS, as Hezbollah, as Hamas, as all of them. They are just as dangerous. They have an agenda to destroy us, just like the other terrorists we've dealt with for many, many years.
ISIS. I mean, okay. Now, despite the Trump White House declaring Antifa a domestic terrorist organization, there is no actual evidence that it is an organization, meaning there's no official membership or structure at all. Instead, this sort of language has become a tool for the administration, allowing it to label the opposition as anti-American or even terrorists. And today it became clear that this is no longer just the ramblings of Donald Trump and the people closest to him. It is apparently just the new party line.
October 18th is when the protest gets here. This will be a Soros paid-for protest where his professional protesters show up, the agitators show up. We'll have to get the National Guard out. Hopefully it'll be peaceful. I doubt it.
This is about one thing and one thing only: to score political points with the terrorist wing of their party, which is set to hold, as Leader Scalise just commented on, a Hate America rally in D.C. next week.
This Hate America rally that they have coming up for October 18th, the Antifa crowd and the pro-Hamas crowd and the Marxists, they're all going to gather on the mall.
The October 18th protests they are referring to are the No Kings protests. Funny how they left the name out of that one. You may remember there were also No Kings protests across the country this past June when millions of people in cities and towns across the country showed up to speak out against Trump and this administration. Faced with another round of those massive protests, Trump and his allies are arguing that if you engage in your uniquely American right to protest, then you are un-American. If you speak out against Trump, then you hate America. Now that is un-American. But the fact that those on the right are desperately trying to delegitimize protesters is a sign of how afraid they are of what Americans have to say. On October 18th, nearly 2,500 No Kings protests are scheduled to take place across the country. That means that potentially hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, will take to the streets to protest the Trump administration. And like they did back in June during the first No Kings rally, when at least 4 million people, more than that, were out in full force. And since then, there's been a near constant stream of protests against everything from Trump's heartless immigration raids to Republican plans to gut health care for millions of Americans. And instead of, listening to them, Trump and Republicans are now trying to demonize these protesters by saying the upcoming No Kings protest is a hate America rally that will promote terrorism, which is an absolutely insane thing to say. These rallygoers are doing one of the most American things possible, utilizing their right to peacefully protest. And then if it's anything like the last No Kings protest, it will probably look a whole lot like this scene from Memphis. Joining me now is Tennessee State Representative Justin J. Pearson, who plans to speak at the upcoming No Kings protest in Memphis. And just this week, he launched a campaign for Congress against his former boss, Congressman Steve Cohen. It's great to see you. I've been thinking a lot about this moment, as I'm sure you have, as you're preparing to speak at this No Kings protest, and how it kind of harkens back to the civil rights movement, when supporters of Martin Luther King Jr. and members of nonviolent protest groups were wrongfully accused of provoking violence by the FBI and police, as well as white supremacist groups, in an effort to justify violent crackdowns. History repeats, as they say. But how are you thinking about that history as you reflect on what you're going to say when you speak on October 18th?
Yeah, I mean, we have to realize that it is the work of our ancestors. It's the marching, it's the protesting, it's the speaking up and standing up of people against oppression that has gotten us to the places where we are, even to the point where I'm able to run for the United States Congress, is because other folks have done some heavy lifting to pass a Voting Rights Act to make sure that America lives up to its promise and to its opportunity. And that's the work that each and every one of us must be engaged in this moment and in this time. And with the rise of authoritarianism, right, in Memphis, we're having over 700 federal agents that are increasing the amount of traffic stops that are happening, over policing Black and brown communities. 14% of our population is Latino, 40% of arrests are happening against Latino folks. This is the reality that we're dealing with. I was in church and a Black Hawk was circling around our church. This isn't the type of America that we want to have. We want one filled with opportunity, more possibility, and we live in the most beautiful place in the world, as you saw by that video that showed us dancing and celebrating and still creating joy amidst the chaos and crises that we are dealing with, because we've got heart, we've got soul, and we're not going to let anybody break us down.
I loved how it said, the headline above it was about how Trump called them paid agitators. And it's like they're dancing and singing, that was the No Kings protest, the last ones that happened all around the country. To your point, I mean, today the National Guard began patrolling the streets of Memphis, in addition to everything you just outlined, at the request of Tennessee's governor, to combat what the Trump administration called tremendous levels, their characterization, tremendous levels of violent crime that have overwhelmed its local government's ability to respond effectively. This is on the governor's request. I mean, do you think that Governor Lee actually believes that? Or do you think he is just trying to stay in Trump's good graces and follow what he wants?
Yeah, I believe Governor Lee is a pawn, the Republican Party is a pawn to this authoritarian and wannabe dictator schemes to disrupt our democracy and to really seek to hurt and harm our communities. The reality is, if we do not tackle the problems of poverty, we will never tackle the problems of crime. Governor Lee's been governor for 8 years and has never once deployed the National Guard, and 2, has never done anything to actually pass laws that are going to rid us of the gun violence epidemic and deal with poverty. And what Governor Lee is doing at Trump's request is anti-constitutional. Article 3, Section 5 of the Tennessee State Constitution says that he does not have the authority to deploy the National Guard unless it's in cases of invasion or rebellion. That's not what's happening in Memphis. He's being used by this administration that wants to disrupt our democracy and take away our ability to protest and stand up for our rights. And in order for us to have those, we have to do what groups like Free the 901, Free DC, and so many others around the country are doing, is reclaim our Constitution, reclaim our right to protest and to gather and to demand that we actually get investment from the government, not military occupation.
I know you talk with a lot of people since you're running for office, and you do anyway, around Memphis. Even though we know why Trump is doing this, because he's small and petty, it can be scary. I mean, does what's happening in Memphis scare? Does it strike fear in people? Does it energize them? How are people responding to Trump's crackdown on dissent?
Look, I think it's both and. You have a lot of people who are worried. A lot of our restaurants that are run by immigrants are not being filled in the ways that they were. Some parents are not allowing their children to go to school or to go to school events because they're worried they might not see them again. And so there's a reality of fear that exists. And still, there's a persistence of spirit, of resilience in our community that we're not going to be broken down. We're not going to be bent. We're not going to be broken by this administration trying to tell us that we don't have the right to self-govern, trying to tell us that our community is not sacred and beloved and a wonderful place to be, that the narratives that they're trying to put on us, we're not going to accept. And instead of having a military occupation, we want resources for poverty eradication. Deal with the root causes and we'll deal with the rest. But the truth is, ultimately, they leave. And we are going to be left picking up the pieces. And so we have to build strong and resilient neighborhoods, communities, cities, and we have to be advocates for those who we represent.
State Representative Justin J. Pearson, you always speak with such moral clarity. I always love talking to you. Thank you so much for being with me tonight.
Thank you so much. Let's keep up the fight.